Hello and welcome to the One India series, where Republic and Facebook highlight the work of ordinary individuals bring about real change in society. So be it Kavita Bhattarai or Khabar Leheria or Afroz Shah who's cleaning up the Versova beach. There are many such examples in our society where there are people who are working for the individuals, for the greater good of society, but their examples don't get highlighted. So we bring to light these case studies and also find out ways on how these case studies can be replicated in society, how we can inspire others, and how technology can be an enabler, Deepti. So what's our case study today?
Yes, so getting you a special story today, viewers, because you've heard about Kashmir, you've heard about Punjab, but this is a very positive story that we get to you on this edition of our Facebook special series. Here, this is about a man called Sanjay Nahar.
I'm from a small village from Kargil, that is Kaksar, जो काफ़ी फेमस हुआ था कारगिल वॉर के टाइम पे।
मेरी अम्मी नहीं है तो इसीलिए वो हालात देख के पापा खुद डर गए।
जब मेरी मॉम की डेथ हुई तब मैं 5 साल की थी और 5 साल की थी मैं तब, तो मेरे डैड को बहुत ऐसा टेंशन हुआ मेरे बच्चे क्या करेंगे। हम बहुत छोटे 4-5 भाई बहन हैं हम।
Though the Kashmir conflict has become less deadly in recent years, thousands of human lives have already been lost, families separated and children orphaned.
वहाँ उस टाइम पे थोड़े बहुत हालात ख़राब थे, टेररिस्ट का इन्फ्लुएंस भी बढ़ता जा रहा था और एक अलग सा माहौल हो गया था वहाँ पे कि पेरेंट्स विजन ऐसा था कि पता नहीं अब बच्चों को क्या होगा।
Sarhad, an NGO based out of Pune, has taken up its mission to give shelter and educate children from conflicted areas such as Kashmir, Punjab and Northeast.
जब वो उन्होंने टीचर्स के साथ इंटरेक्शन करना स्टार्ट किया तो उनको पता चला कि हमें कश्मीरी नहीं आ रही है, उनको मराठी नहीं आ रही थी। फिर हम लोगों ने उनको धीरे धीरे करके साइन लैंग्वेज के थ्रू इंटरेक्शन करके फेस लैंग्वेज ये सारा बताने की कोशिश की।
Everyone talk about the change, but how the change will come? So that change we will give them through the education.
Miles away from the mountains, which were once home to these kids, are today looking to a redefined dawn. Rubina is one such kid who was rescued by the members of Sarhad.
वैसे सब जो भी आए थे सब छोटे ही थे एक माहौल में। फिर धीरे धीरे एडजस्ट तो हम जल्दी हो गए क्योंकि उनने हमें इतना प्यार दिया। हमें मतलब कुछ हो चोट लगती थी वो पहले आके हमें उठाते थे, बेटा क्या हुआ, हमें हमारे पास दिन रात बैठ के हमें बोलते थे, दवाई खिलाते थे जैसे माँ बाप हमें करते हैं। हम यहाँ पे धीरे धीरे और हमने मराठी इतने अच्छे सीख लिया, आज सब बच्चे मराठी बोलने लगते हैं।
Sanjay Nahar, the man behind this empowering organization, has been responsible for bringing in over 4,000 students from the state of Jammu and Kashmir to Pune in the last 16 years. Today, Sarhad supports over 150 children from all across the nation.
2003-04 में सरहद की फाउंडेशन बनी और पुणे में उस वक्त 105 बच्चे आ गए और ये कश्मीरी बच्चे, कश्मीर के कुपवारा, अनंतनाग, बारामुल्ला, सोपोर, अलग अलग बड़गाम ऐसे डिस्ट्रिक्ट से सारे बच्चे आए और सरहद का काम वहाँ से शुरू।
Today, although the rescued Kashmiri students coexist harmoniously with the locals, how much will the children be able to merge seamlessly with the mainstream society? Only time will tell.
हम चाहते हैं ये बच्चे वापस जाएं कश्मीर में, कश्मीर के लोगों के लिए काम किया।
अभी इतने दूर आए, इतना कुछ देखा है, इतनी कंपटीशन वॉलीबॉल देखी है हमने, सो कुछ अच्छा करेंगे अपने स्टेट के लिए, इंडिया के लिए।
पढ़ाई इतनी अच्छी नहीं है मेरी जो मैं इंजीनियर बनूं, तो अभी मैं सोच रही हूँ मैं 10th के बाद फैशन डिज़ाइनर का कुछ करूँ, अच्छा बनूँ, मतलब ड्राइंग वाइंग अच्छे से करूँ, तो उसी में करना चाहती हूँ बस।
मैं एक्चुअली मैं आर्मी ऑफिसर बनना चाहती हूँ।
Friends, welcome to the One India series. Children affected by violence is a grim reality across the globe. In fact, a UN report in 2016 had expressed concern about the use of children as young as 6, Deepti, by armed groups in Bihar, Chhattisgarh, Jharkhand, Odisha and also West Bengal. Even in Kashmir, there are a large number of children who are affected by violence. They're going through depression and they need to be brought into the mainstream as well. There are individuals who are trying to do just that. And we're joined by a very special guest today, Sanjay Nahar. Sanjay Nahar, somebody who started the Sarhad Foundation in 1995. He deals with children who are affected by violence in border areas, Deepthi, and he is dealing with and giving a new life to 150 Kashmiri children. Mr. Nahar, thanks very much for being with us today.
As we expand the entire discussion here, viewers, and yes, this is something that everyone should be talking about because these are special, extraordinary stories. And this new revolution that many would say that Sanjay has started, how exactly can you replicate that model? How exactly can you use that more often to give comfort to these little children who are really young, who are looking for better avenues for education, for jobs, for employment? Let's take this to all our panelists who are joining us here on this special series here. First up here on my right is Wajahat Abiullah, who's a renowned bureaucrat. Remember, he was a chairperson also of the National Commission for Minorities. He also was the first Chief Information Commissioner of India. He understands Jammu and Kashmir perfectly. And we like to know from him a little later here on the broadcast that how essentially something like this can be integrated then, Parikshit, into the mainstream.
Absolutely, and he served as an IS officer of the Kashmir cadre as well, so that's where the experience really comes from. We also have Dr. Aruna Bruta, who's a clinical psychologist and a mental health expert. She's done a lot of work with children affected by violence and also people who've gone through tragedies.
Yes, and then next to Aruna Bruta is Major Gaurav Arya. He needs no introduction, but I really want him to talk about the changes that he's particularly seen in Kashmir, you know, over the years, because he joined the Indian Army in 1993. He served with the Kumar Regiment. He's an expert when it comes to, viewers, issues of national security, Kashmir, the Afpak region, the militant Islam. But today you're going to hear a different Major Gaurav Arya because he's going to be telling us how exactly can you get more positivity, more hope in the valley.
Yes, and the children are very impressionable and very often they take to violence and also terror groups. We're also joined by Dr. Sameer Kaul. He's a well-known doctor, a well-known Kashmiri activist and also a member of the National Conference. But let's begin with Mr. Nahar today. Mr. Sanjay Nahar, आज हम सब जानना चाहेंगे कि सरहद की शुरुआत कैसे हुई. आपने हमें बताया कि 1980 से पहले भी आप एक्टिविज्म में इन्वॉल्व थे, बच्चों के साथ इन्वॉल्व थे. काफी वायलेंस होती है, हम कई बार सुनते हैं, सरकार भी बहुत काम कर रही है, लेकिन कैसे आपकी यात्रा शुरू हुई, कुछ बताएंगे हमें?
1980 में मैं लगभग 9th पास कर रहा था. तो जो बुक्स हम लोग पढ़ते थे उसमें खासकर जो क्रांतिकारी की बुक्स है, भगत सिंह, राजगुरु, सुखदेव, तो हमें लगता था कि देश के लिए ऐसे कुछ करना चाहिए, मतलब हम अपनी जान देश के लिए कुर्बान कर दे, इस टाइप की एक सोच उस एज में हमारे अंदर आना शुरू हुई. फिर आफ्टर 10th हम लोग एक राइट विंग ऑर्गेनाइजेशन के साथ जुड़ गए. तो हमें लगता था कि जो देश के खिलाफ बोलेगा तो उसके लिए हमें कुछ करना चाहिए.
पंजाब मिलिटेंसी में आपने काफी काम किया?
हाँ, पंजाब मिलिटेंसी तब शुरू हुई थी 80s में. तो हम बच्चे थे लेकिन उससे बड़े प्रभावित रहे. हम लोकल्स को मिलते थे, हमें लगता था कि पंजाब में जाकर मिलिटेंट्सों से लड़ना चाहिए या उस टाइप की एक सोच हमारी होती थी. लेकिन जब लोगों से मिलना शुरू हुआ, बाद में हम रियलाइज धीरे धीरे करते गए कि हम जो सोचते हैं वैसा सारा नहीं होता. इसीलिए पंजाब में हमें कुछ प्रयास करने थे, डायलॉग लोगों से करना था, वहां के लोगों को समझना था, यूथ को खासकर. तो 23 मार्च 84 को भगत सिंह के मार्टियर्स डे को हमने पुणे में वंदे मातरम संगठन बनाई. हमने एक पीस मार्च निकाला. तो पीस मार्च बड़ा लंबा था, तो हम नारे दे रहे थे, हिंदू सिख भाई भाई. तो एक सिख भाई ने आकर पूछा कि आप चिल्ला क्यों रहे हो? तो हमने कहा हम भाई है. तो उसने कहा भाई है तो चिल्लाइए नहीं. कस्तूरी जो होती है उसको स्मेल से पता होना चाहिए कि कस्तूरी है, उसको बोलना नहीं पड़ता कस्तूरी है. तो ऐसी बातें होते गई. पंजाब में हम पीस मार्च निकालते गए. वंदे मातरम संगठन बनने से पहले जब वायलेंस पीक में था, जब भिंद्रनवाले की डेथ नहीं हुई थी, वो जून में हुई, उससे पहले भी हमारे साथी कुछ हम गए थे वहां.
तो जब आतंकवाद या वायलेंस होता है सबसे बुरी तरह अफेक्टेड कौन होते हैं नाहर जी?
घर के बच्चे होते हैं, उनकी माँ होती है, बहनें होती है. जो लड़ता है, जो मरता है या जो एक्टिविस्ट होता है, उसने तो ये रास्ता चुना होता है. लेकिन उसके जो इर्द गिर्द वाले होते हैं वो सबसे बड़े सफर होते हैं. इनोसेंट्स बड़े सफर होते हैं.
और इनोसेंट की जब बात आती है, आई रियली वांट टू गेट इन डॉक्टर अरुणा ब्रूटा हियर बिफोर आई गेट इन अदर पैनलिस्ट. यू नो डॉक्टर ब्रूटा, जब बच्चों की बात आती है इट गेट्स वेरी डिफिकल्ट. यू नो, आपको एक बहुत बैलेंसिंग एक्ट लगाना ही पड़ता है. और ये ऑर्डिनरी बच्चा नहीं है, ये सिर्फ एक कश्मीरी बच्चा नहीं है अरुणा ब्रूटा जी. This is a Kashmiri child who perhaps has seen violence like no one else, who's heard about violence, spoken about violence, who's affected by violence. So ऐसे case में, when you have Sanjay Nahar doing this fabulous job, how can you replicate this model? How can you then ensure that this actually gives you more benefits, maximum benefits, Aruna Bruta?
First, I would like to say what happens to the children or what happens to the family when you see mob behavior or when you see violence. And I'll add, when you see life going away, when you see dead bodies around you, what happens to children. The first thing that happens is shock, and then the uncertainty, and then anxiety, and then two kinds of actions. One is rebel. Let me join and kill the people who tried to kill either my mother or my friend's mother or my friend's father, or let me join the movement and create more destruction and ruckus. This is what the +10 onwards reaction is. The -10 reaction on children when they are very, very small is very, very damaging. You can't imagine the deprivation response, the deprivation to finance, to economy, to food, to love, to hug. There's no one to do that. But what happens to these smaller ones, there is a post-traumatic stress disorder even in adults, but it is also in children, lasts for a lifetime, because you can replicate and say, I'll give you food, I'll give you education, I'll give you this, I'll give you that. But how many are you giving love and hug and warmth?
About this?
No,
such
they
a vacuum.
don't talk about it at all. Nobody wants to hear the narratives at that time, so it's terrible.
Mr. Habibullah, you've served as a bureaucrat in Jammu and Kashmir. In this conflict zone, how are the children impacted? What is the worst impact that this ongoing violence has on them?
Well, as Arunaji has pointed out, the fact is that you know the fact that the movement, the disturbances since the last year have been really led by stone-pelting children. Children have been at the head of it. Even the Hurriyat leadership and others have been under pressure from them to actually take this kind of, to allow this kind of action and movement to take place. That is a direct impact of what she mentioned, because this whole movement started, the insurgency started there in 1990 when I was commissioner, 1989-90 when I happened to be commissioner of Kashmir. So I saw that happening, and 1990 and then again in 93. So this naturally had these young people who are now coming out onto the streets are all born after that. Before that, before 1989-90, Kashmir could be described as a veil of peace. There was hardly any, in fact, if there was a death, all shops and things, murder, all the shops were shut down immediately. There was panic. That is not now. There's killing happening in one mohalla and shops in the next mohalla are open. So this is naturally the kind of impact which she's mentioned is the kind of impact that they've had on the children.
And Major Arya, you've worked in the Northeast, you've worked in different parts of the country. Wherever there is violence, wherever there are terror groups, children are very, very vulnerable to joining these groups.
Yes. No, I think the first people who are impacted are the kids, are the children. They're the ones who are most impacted, and they're the ones who are the most vulnerable. You know, when today when the Indian Army conducts operations, there are clear and strict guidelines. The Chief of the Army Staff has given a 10-point, charter to every soldier, and most people in Kashmir carry it in their pockets. It's written in Hindi, so that it's written in the language that they understand, and it's read out to them. But at the same time, you can't expect normal, behavior or normal responses from a child who has grown up seeing violence, whether it is by security forces, whether it's by separatists, whether it's by terrorists or militants. It's impossible. So when we demand normalcy from a Kashmiri child, I think we are doing more harm than good. We have to first of all understand that, had it been our child, had it been in Delhi or another part of India, a child who only hears about, 2 killed, 3 injured, 5 blinded. What do you expect that child to come up as?
And before I get in, Sameer, just bear with me, because I want to, get across another very fascinating point. I've been reading through this book, viewers. This is called Bonding with Kashmir. That something is very close to Sanjay's own heart. Sanjay ji, अभी हमने जब एवी क्लिप भी देखा, मैंने ये देखा कि वहाँ पर सरहद सिर्फ एक ऑर्गेनाइजेशन या एक एनजीओ नहीं रह गया, एक स्कूल है. आपने एक बहुत बढ़िया स्कूल का स्ट्रक्चर क्रिएट किया है, बच्चे खेलते हैं, एक साथ पढ़ते हैं, तो यहाँ पर क्या सिर्फ वही बच्चे हैं जो कॉन्फ्लिक्ट एरिया से आते हैं या जिन्होंने वायलेंस को शायद बहुत करीब से देखा है, या आम तौर के सब तरह के बच्चे हैं?
जब हमने शुरुआत की तो 105 बच्चे कश्मीरी थे, तो क्योंकि ये कश्मीरी बच्चे थे, मेजोरिटी मुस्लिम थे, तो ये लोकल स्कूल्स में इनको एडमिशन नहीं मिलता था। ये डरते थे पता नहीं क्या होगा, तो हम बड़े परेशान हो गए। फिर पैसे इनके कहाँ से इनको हम करेंगे, तो काफी परेशानी हमारी हुई। उसके बाद हमने तय किया कि हम खुद ही एक स्कूल शुरू करेंगे, और जब स्कूल शुरू हुआ तो फर्स्ट डे स्कूल के 105 कश्मीरी बच्चे थे, 4 लोकल्स थे। बाद में रियलाइज हुआ कि हम इन 105 को अगर पढ़ाएंगे और क्वांटिटी बढ़ाएंगे भी, कल 400 होंगे, 500 होंगे, फिर भी इनका आइसोलेशन होगा। जो हमारा मेन मोटिव है कि ये मिक्स होने चाहिए, और ये अपना इनकी अलग आइडेंटिटी होने के बजाय ये हमारी आइडेंटिटी के साथ इनकी आइडेंटिटी मिक्स होनी चाहिए। इसलिए हमने स्कूल में लोकल्स को भी एडमिशन देना शुरू किया।
और आप एक नो इंडिया टूर भी कराते हैं, बच्चों को अलग अलग ले जाते हैं जगह।
ये बेसिकली कश्मीर वैली से 99 के बाद जब हम देखते थे, हम जब जाते थे तो पूछते थे क्या आप इंडिया से आए हो क्या, तो हमें लगता था कि जो बच्चा है कश्मीरी उसको लगता है टूरिस्ट इंडिया का चेहरा है, आर्मी वाला इंडिया का चेहरा है, पुलिस वाला इंडिया का चेहरा है, जो करप्शन करता है, जो गाली देता है। तो उसके मन में इंडिया के बारे में जो चेहरा था, उसको चेंज करने के लिए, उसको दिखाने के लिए कि इंडिया वो नहीं है सिर्फ जो आप देखते हो।
समीर से आई वांट टू टेक दिस विद हिम। Sameer, you're a doctor, you're a neta, you're a politician, but we'll not talk about politics. That's a promise. We only want to focus on, what he's doing. When he makes that point, कि बहुत alienation है, आपको एक हिंदुस्तान वर्सेस कश्मीर की तरह देखा जाता है, जिस तरह का कदम इस समय संजय जी उठा रहे हैं, how far do you believe it can actually, take the entire journey of an integrated Kashmir to the country?
And just to add to that, do we need more Sarhads, more such organizations?
This evening I'm not here as a doctor, I'm not here as a politician. I'm here only to show you what an average Kashmiri, who I am, looks at this whole affair. I'm here to support my belief in soft power, in conflict resolution, the efficacy and the reach of soft power to deal with conflict anywhere in the world, more so, particularly we're talking about Jammu Kashmir, I'm in support of that. I'm here in support of Sarhad because they took up this challenge. They did that in Punjab. They're doing it now timely in Jammu and Kashmir, much before the Kargil war started. I'm here in support of Sanjay Nahar because he was among the first people. I'm sure there are other people doing it. But like you said, we need many more Nahars in this country. We need many more Wajahat Habibullahs, like bureaucrats who look at it kindly and promote it. I don't know which netas supported him and who didn't, but I need more netas looking at it positively. And I'm not saying here with Gaurav sitting left to me that there is no role for a military approach in conflict situations. I'm just saying let's get the mixes right.
Let's get the mix right.
Because that's what matters at the bottom.
And संजय जी, जब इन सारे इश्यूज की बात आती है कि वायलेंस क्या होता है, गोली मारना किसको कहते हैं, जब आप इन बच्चों से डील करते हैं तो बच्चे के माइंड पे किस तरह का इमेज रहता है जब हम वायलेंस की बात करते हैं, या कितना समय लगता है एक बच्चे को इस वायलेंस की साइकिल से बाहर निकलकर एक नॉर्मल जिंदगी में आने के लिए?
शुरू में जब दिवाली होती थी तो दिवाली में फटाके बजते थे तो बच्चों को लगता था फायर शुरू हुआ है बाहर, तो बड़े डर जाते थे। उनके फेस, मतलब एक जो बचपन होता है खेलने का, कूदने का, वो पहले ही कश्मीर से बाहर आए, उनको डर लगता था पता नहीं यहाँ लोग हमें कैसे देखेंगे। दूसरा, कभी फायर ब्रिगेड की गाड़ी जाती थी, फायर ब्रिगेड की घंटी बजती थी, तो कुछ बच्चे बहुत डरते थे कि पता नहीं अब क्या हुआ। सायरन से, एम्बुलेंस की सायरन से, फायर ब्रिगेड की गाड़ी, मतलब उनको लगता था कुछ यहाँ तो नहीं हुआ। जैसे इंडिया पाकिस्तान मैच होता था तो हम बड़ा डरते थे कि पता नहीं कल कोई कहेगा कश्मीरी बच्चे हैं। देखो जी, ऐसी बातों का बहुत डीप इंपैक्ट इन बच्चों पे होता था। और कश्मीरी बच्चे शुरू में बोलते नहीं थे, खुलते नहीं थे,
समय लगता है,
बहुत ज्यादा समय लगता है। लेकिन जब समय, एक हमारा ट्रस्ट डिफिशियंसी जब कम होता है, वो जब रियलाइज करते कि ये हमारे भाई जैसे है, माँ बाप जैसे है, दोस्तों जैसे है, तो धीरे धीरे अपनी बातें बोलना शुरू करते हैं।
सो ट्रस्ट जीतना टाइम लगता है, इट टेक्स टाइम टू बिल्ड द ट्रस्ट विद दीज चिल्ड्रन। संजय जी, one more thing that I need to ask you, and I think Deepti, this is an important point, because when somebody like Sanjay starts off, and I think all our panelists will also agree, is that there is a problem with funding. How do you start off? 100 बच्चे हैं, कैसे शुरुआत, कोई मुश्किल हुआ था आपको फंड्स का शुरुआती दौर में?
देखिए, शुरुआती दौर में तो फंड थे ही नहीं हमारे पास। एक एक्सट्रीम लेवल का पागलपन था। जैसे हम लोग अपने बारे में सोचते थे कि वो पढ़ते थे भगत सिंह का मेरा रंग दे बसंती चोला, तो वो पढ़ के हम सोचते थे जल्दी से जल्दी देश के लिए हम कुछ करके फांसी जाए या मर जाए। तो हमने लॉन्ग टर्म प्लान कभी किया ही नहीं था कि हमें दूर तक कुछ करना है। जब ये रियलाइज करते गए तो 2 बातें हमें लग रही थी कि हम एहसान के तौर पे किसी के लिए काम नहीं करना है हमें, मतलब हमें ऐसा ऑर्फनेज नहीं बनाना है या ऐसी ऑर्गेनाइजेशन नहीं बनानी है जो चंदा मांगने के लिए
किसी के मोहताज हो जाए।
तो हमने जब शुरू किया तो था कुछ नहीं। मेरे अपने फैमिली के कुछ पैसे थे, कुछ हमने बैंक से लोन निकाला और उससे हमने शुरू किया। जब बच्चे आए थे, मुझे अभी याद है जिस दिन हमने ये नो इंडिया टूर निकालते थे, खुद होके लोग आगे आते थे, हम उनको मना नहीं करते थे, लेकिन उनसे पैसे नहीं लेते थे। तो लोग गांव-गांव में कहते थे ये बच्चे हमारे घर में रहेंगे, कोई उनको बुलाता था, फिर फिल्म स्टार से लेके लोगों तक। तो हमें रियलाइज हुआ कि सोसाइटी में बहुत अवेयरनेस है, लेकिन हम 2 बातें हमेशा याद रखते थे कि हम किसी से पैसे नहीं मांगेंगे,
किसी से पैसे नहीं मांगेंगे
और अप्लाई तक नहीं करेंगे, ताकि ये नहीं हो कि ये कॉन्फ्लिक्ट भी इंडस्ट्री बन जाती है बाद में।
You know, Aruna, the point that he is raising is important कि कॉन्फ्लिक्ट भी इंडस्ट्री ना बन जाए, because this is something that he's managed to actually balance. He's ensured that, you know, there is obviously no neta linked to this effort. He's been trying to do things himself. But how easy or difficult this is, because you've been dealing with a number of, you know, different cases every day.
What it entails is a very strong mountained value system, you know, which should be so strong as a rock that you cannot crack that rock. Our basic need is to live peacefully. But when we start fighting on land, when we start understanding that the country is wanting to territory or demand that this is my territory, there's going to be devastation. I do want to share with you that the average parent is getting very materialistic, and the children have very innocent, like he says, Shaheed Bhagat Singh बनना है, हमने उड़ा देना है, हमने अच्छा बनना है, बसंती चोला पहनना है. Parents are the ones that kill it.
There needs to be a constant conversation.
They will say, तू कमाता कितना है, तू इस इंस्टीट्यूट में क्यों नहीं पढ़ता, क्या वेलापंती कर रहा है.
And you know, Aruna, these are issues that we deal in Delhi, but imagine what happens when you're dealing with a kid who's coming in Parikshit from an area of conflict.
And that
the story changes.
Absolutely, and that brings us to that thought of yours initially, that how do we replicate these examples, and how do we need to keep this conversation going. We need to take a short break here on the One India series. When we come back, we'll discuss problems with funding. We'll discuss with the panelists how we can help Mr. Nahar as well, and how we can have more Nahars, Mr. Sanjay Nahars, in our society.
Welcome back, and thank you for staying with us here on our special edition of Facebook Presents One India, where we bring to you extraordinary stories. Stories that you otherwise do not hear in the din of normal news. But that's the reason why, remember, we put our emphasis on these stories. And today the man that we are talking about is Sanjay Nahar, who's created an NGO way back in 1995 that's called Sarhad. And yes, as the name actually tells us, Sanjay ji, आपने conflict areas के बच्चों के साथ जब डील किया, मुझे ये बताइए कि नॉर्थ ईस्ट के बारे में भी हम बहुत ज्यादा चर्चा नहीं करते हैं, कश्मीर के लिए तो बहुत चर्चा फिर भी करते हैं, हालांकि कश्मीर का एम्फोसिस होना भी जरूरी है, लेकिन जब नॉर्थ ईस्ट से बच्चे आपके पास आते हैं, उनके क्या कंसर्न्स होते हैं, और जब आप सपोज एक कश्मीर से आए बच्चे से डील करते हैं विज़-अ-वी अ नॉर्थ ईस्ट किड, तो क्या प्रॉब्लम लेवल, डिफिकल्टीज, एक्सपीरियंसेस एक जैसे रहते हैं?
नहीं, प्रॉब्लम्स भी अलग होती है। जो नॉर्थ ईस्ट के बच्चे हैं वो ज्यादा बोलते नहीं हैं, वो पहले तो डरे हुए होते हैं, उनकी एक्सपेक्टेशन बहुत कम होती है, पॉलिटिकल इश्यूज के साथ, सोशल इश्यूज के साथ उनकी अवेयरनेस कम होती है। वो अपनी प्रॉब्लम से थोड़ा भी उनको सपोर्ट मिल जाए तो वो नॉर्थ ईस्ट के बच्चे वो प्रॉब्लम्स को बड़ा नहीं बनाना चाहते, वो कहते मेरी जिंदगी की ये इतना है, मुझे ये करना है। और नॉर्थ ईस्ट में हमारा खासकर 3 स्टेट्स के साथ ज्यादा रहा है, नागालैंड, मणिपुर और बोडोलैंड। अब हमने कोकराझार डिस्ट्रिक्ट से कुछ बच्चे लाए, 18 बच्चे। जब वो आए इनको पता नहीं था, उनके कोई एक्सपेक्टेशन नहीं, थोड़ा भी मिल जाए बड़े आइसक्रीम खा के खुश हो जाते थे।
पर इनकी वायलेंस क्या वही काइंड ऑफ वायलेंस है जो एक कश्मीरी बच्चे को वायलेंस दिखती है?
वहाँ की वायलेंस अलग है, बोडोलैंड की अलग है, मणिपुर की अलग है, नागालैंड की है। बेसिकली वहाँ के क्लैशेस इथनिक क्लैशेस है, जैसे ट्राइबल्स वर्सेस मैतेईज है, जैसे बोडो वर्सेस अदर ट्राइबल्स।
इसको बच्चे कैसे समझते हैं?
इसको समझते हैं बच्चे,
समझते हैं
ये, लेकिन नॉर्थ ईस्ट के बच्चे खुलते नहीं, क्योंकि वहां की उनको एक्सपोजर कभी नहीं मिलता, वो डरते हैं।
राइट।
कश्मीरी बच्चा मौका मिला तो वो बहुत अवेयर रहता है पॉलिटिकल प्रॉब्लम के बारे में, सोशल प्रॉब्लम के बारे में, वो बात करता है एक दूसरे से। पहले नहीं करेगा, जब मौका मिला तो वो शेयर करेगा बात।
This is the important point, what Mr. Nahar is saying, that there are problems, children coming from different parts of the country have their own problems. And here I'd like to bring in Major Gaurav Arya. Major Arya, as a person who served the army in different parts of the country, when an army personnel is deployed in a conflict zone, what is the problem that they encounter in dealing with children? These are very real problems. The army can't deal with all of them. Do you think that's what makes people like Sanjay Nahar, organizations like Sarhad, very, very important?
The Indian Army has tried in its own way. I don't think that the army is equipped to do social work, but it's gone out of its way, opened so many goodwill schools in Kashmir. There is Operation Sadbhavna. So there is an understanding. Let me tell you, especially about Jammu and Kashmir. This is a political problem, and it cannot be solved by the Indian Army or any military. You can't shoot your way out of Kashmir. So while I have very, very strong objections to the Hurriyat and other separatist groups, the fact of the matter is that we must sort of go on the streets and speak to the common Kashmiri man. There is no way out of it, number one. Number two, the kids. You know, you can use this term collateral damage, which is a very sterile term, collateral damage. Ab isme bacche bhi hai na fir. These are small kids. Indian Army for the past 10-15 years is becoming increasingly aware of these things, because when Kashmir, to be very honest, when Kashmir exploded in 1989 in everybody's face, it exploded in the army's face also. Before 1989, the presence of military was towards the line of control. There was no army operating within the Kashmir Valley. It was basically police and maybe a few pockets of paramilitary forces. It's only after 1989 that the army went in a big way. And it did not know, because it was very new to this kind of conflict. It also learned. So it's an organization which, yes, there have been human rights violations in Kashmir by the army. And there have been cases of disappearances. There have been some cases of rapes, and there have been. So I'm not going to stand here and sort of deny that these things have happened. But the army has taken, done a course correction in this. So there are many people who've been punished for this. Also, the army realizes that without talking to the ordinary Kashmiri, there is no way out of it. And they should, it's their army also. And the army is focusing a lot, putting in a lot of resources, a lot of manpower into this Hearts and Minds campaign.
But there is one word actually that catches my attention, which is personal touch. When you deal with a child, I mean, God forbid that child doesn't understand what he's dealing with. I mean, these are very young kids, jo Sanjay ji ke school mein padhte hain, Sameer. Is that personal touch missing?
2 points, if you allow me. Very quickly. One, that violence and conflict in places like Kashmir, I wouldn't say has completely, but it's nearly institutionalized. It's become a body, a living thing. It's got an economics to it. It has got a social sanction to it. It has got a political belief to it. And it has got intrusion from across the border, the external dimension. So while the army primarily is meant to tackle the external aggression across the border, and I'm sure Major Arya will also agree with me that quite often, because it sort of exploded, like he said, and maybe the direction that the army has had to take in Kashmir has been, so that's why they've been groping, for instance, I believe a goodwill school and Sadbhavna done by an army will never be as effective as it would have been if it was done by somebody like Sanjay Nahar. Because he's center of the point, he's center of the field, he's unattached, he's perceived as such. For such an effort to succeed to the optimum levels, it needs to be done at the appropriate time by the right people. So the army is doing, I'm not saying they have not gone out of the way, they're doing it.
We need more people.
But perhaps they're not the right people to mount that effort.
Absolutely.
Their role is primarily to stop aggression from across the border and stop it effectively.
Wajahat Saab, I'm sure you agree with what Mr. Kaul is also saying. How do we inspire more people to work like Sanjay Nahar, because there are problems with funding that they also deal with? How do we make sure they get more help from the society? And how do we inspire other youngsters to become social entrepreneurs or agents of change like him?
No, well, there are organizations like that. I remember that when I was, between my 2 stints as Commissioner of Kashmir, I was Secretary of the Rajiv Gandhi Foundation, which I set up here in Delhi. And that organization had initiated a program called Project Interact, which was actually designed by Mr. Chidambaram, who was then as one of the members of the board of directors of the Rajiv Gandhi Foundation. But after that, that of course initiated this process. It referred both to Kashmir and to Punjab, and that was to seek to rehabilitate children. Initially there was a problem that what about children of terrorists? So it was agreed that no, even children of terrorists, because after all they're not responsible for what their fathers and my grandfathers may have done. What we are responsible for is to rehabilitate them and integrate them. So that was one. Now also inside Kashmir, there's a health foundation run by Nighat Pandit, which has been running for many years and is seeking to rehabilitate widows and orphans. So that is being done. What is so important about Sanjay's program is that he's doing this in Pune, and it is important, as was mentioned by Gaurav just now, that they should get the feeling that there are children. The point that Deepthi mentioned, that it's Kashmiri children and Indian children or Hindustani children, they are our children. And that is the kind of message that I wanted repeatedly to actually give out, that these are, that we have got to treat them as our own. But obviously I have failed signally in that, because the point that you asked, that you have to extend a personal touch, that is what I incessantly tried to do. And the fact that now the whole thing is in the position that it is obviously means that that person like myself has been a failure. Much more needs to be done, and of course, as you mentioned, Sanjay Nahar's initiative can be taken as a benchmark.
He's actually taken the children away from there and brought them to Pune, which is non-controversial land, unlike Kashmir. And so the children feel more safe, they don't hear more volleys, they don't hear more sounds. But I wish to present an idea, it's just an idea which I just had, that there are very different levels of working and spreading more work like this. Of course, we need more Sanjays, right? How can we create them? One methodology should be that children should be sensitized in schools with such people coming and delivering lectures and workshops and methodologies. That's at one level. Because as I said, parents are very materialistic, want to flaunt their children with marks and institutions and whatnot and a salary, whereas the children want to do social work. They want to give benefits to their fellow people, and they are watching news about Kashmir and they want to do something, but there's no senior person to give them. But the other way of doing it, is, we are already talking of integrated education, not in terms of high IQs and low IQs, enabled and disabled, no. But we're also looking at impoverished societies getting into public schools. We've got that thing. Why aren't the schools coming up and giving a quota to these children that we will adopt them?
Aruna, I only interject you here because I want to understand this from Sanjay ji. The innocence of a Kashmiri child, the childhood of a Kashmiri child, वो क्या होता है? बच्चा समझता है कि उसका बचपन क्या है. बचपन में लोग खेलते हैं, कूदते हैं, फ्रेंड्स के साथ पार्टी करते हैं, लेकिन एक कश्मीरी बच्चे के लिए चाइल्डहुड तो बहुत अलग होता है.
जो 90, जैसे हबीबुल्लाह साहब ने कहा था, जो बच्चा 1990 के बाद पैदा हुआ है कश्मीर में, वो इनोसेंट बहुत है, लेकिन उसका बचपन पूरा खो गया है. वो मतलब जब वो खेलता भी है, या तो वो पूरा गुस्से से खेलेगा, मतलब उसके अंदर जो एनर्जी है वो ग्राउंड पे डालेगा। लेकिन एट द सेम टाइम एक छोटा सा किस्सा मैं कहता हूँ, क्रिकेट की मैच हुई थी पुणे में, सारे कश्मीरी बच्चों को हमने स्कूल के टीम से भेजा था, तो वो सारे मैच, हमें कोई ट्रेनिंग नहीं था, कुछ नहीं, बड़े बड़े अच्छे ट्रेनिंग जिन्होंने किया था उनको इस कश्मीरी बच्चों की टीम ने हरा दिया। फाइनल में वो जब पहुंचे तो जो जिसके साथ हमारा फाइनल होना था इन कश्मीरी बच्चों का, उन्होंने ऑब्जेक्शन लेकर 3 बच्चों को बाहर निकाला। हालांकि उनका ऑब्जेक्शन सही था, कुछ छोटी सी इंफॉर्मेशन मिस हुई थी उसमें फॉर्म डालने में। ये सारे बच्चे इतने डिस्टर्ब हो गए, कहा कि पता है आपको हम कश्मीरी है इसलिए ये हुआ।
Complex is there.
This is a delusion of persecution that is being developed in kids.
हर बच्चा कह रहा था, उसमें से एक बच्चा इतना शॉक हुआ, वो फर्स्ट आता था, एक बार सेकंड आ गया, कहा कि कुछ कॉन्स्पिरेसी हुई है।
ऐसा होता है समीर?
Absolutely right. You know, this is, you're talking about children of conflict. They're not even normal children. It happens even in normal societies that children are brought up with lots of neuroses.
Yeah.
But particularly when children are, no, we're not in Kashmir now. The problem is not only children. There is young men with the conflict psyche. 30 years, by the time the child is 30 years, he's not a child anymore. He's grown up. There is so much to be done in the social sphere where we've not even started. And that's where organizations like Sarhad come in. Because it cannot be done completely by the government agencies. You know, the social ministry cannot do it alone.
Dr. Kaul, this is a question
we are not invested in it. But the point, just a quick point. As a people, I think we in India, and I don't want to make it too generalized also, do not believe in charity.
No, we don't.
I raise funds for a cancer charity, the Cancer Foundation.
So how do we fund
I can tell you how difficult it is.
How do we fund people like him then? How do we fund and help social entrepreneurs like Mr. Nahar then?
I don't know. I think that's where you people come in. We believe in charity, but we do it for religion.
Do you think social media can be an enabler in helping them with funding, in somehow bridging this gap between this Kashmiri child and an Indian child?
Yes, to a very large extent. जो कौल साहब ने कहा, वाजिब बात है बिल्कुल. You can raise a lot of funds through social media if it is projected properly, because people give money. Yes, he's right when he says that we don't believe in charity so much, but India is also changing. You know, the new Indian, he believes in charity, and I personally know of so many people who would support the cause. The only problem is they've never heard of Mr. Nahar. You know, and this is what needs to be projected by the media, like we are doing at Republic TV. And you see, the children of conflict, as long as the conflict in Kashmir, you know, Kaul Sahab said 30 years. Now this conflict, अगर ये 20 साल और चलती है तो फिर 50 years हो जाएंगे. It will keep on increasing.
And Aruna ji, you know, is it fair to actually then call them children of conflict?
Why will I even say children of Kashmir and children of India, what you said? I'll say we are all us,
children.
And they are all Indian children. It's not so bad, you know, what we hear. And I'm sure that if schools open up their units over there, if there are more Sanjays over there,
So
if there are more psychologists and psychiatrists.
Can you go to his NGO, his school, and help out children?
Why not? I think he should ask counselors and psychologists to give visits to the children over here in Pune by itself, and then Kashmir. I'm sure a lot of work can be done.
संजय जी, अब
over
थोड़ा
there.
समय हमारे पास समाप्त हो रहा है, लेकिन आज हमारे पास 4 पैनलिस्ट हैं, वो सब कश्मीर को बहुत अच्छे से जानते हैं. अगर मैं आपसे पूछूं कि एक चीज अगर आप चाहते हैं जिससे आपकी एनजीओ की मदद हो, जिससे जो आपके बच्चे हैं जो कॉन्फ्लिक्ट जोन से आ रहे हैं उनकी मदद हो, वो क्या होगी?
जैसे आप लोग जिस पे चर्चा हो रही है कि 2 बातें, कि एक संस्था बड़ी हो या बाकी संस्था में ऐसे एक्सपेरिमेंट होने चाहिए. मैं चाहता हूं कि ऐसे एक्सपेरिमेंट अगर अलग अलग जगह हो जाए, ये बच्चे अलग अलग जगह, जैसे पुणे में आए तो 2 फायदा हुआ कि कश्मीरी बच्चे पुणे में आते हैं तो इंटीग्रिटी भी बन जाती है स्टेट्स की, रिलीजन्स की. तो ऐसे नागपुर में अगर हो जाए, कल को राजस्थान में हो जाए, तो इससे हम लोग हमेशा कहते हैं कि हमारा देश एक है, इंडिया वन है. लेकिन कोई दूसरे स्टेट का आदमी आता है तो उसको कहते हैं हमारे स्टेट में दूसरा आ गया. तो इस सारे बैकग्राउंड पे ऐसे बच्चे, अगर खासकर कश्मीर इसलिए क्योंकि कश्मीर एक बहुत सफरर स्टेट है, वहां के बच्चे इंटेलिजेंट भी है, इनको अगर अपॉर्चुनिटी मिले और वो एहसान के तौर पे नहीं, वो लोन के तौर पे नहीं, वो उनको लगे कि ये मेरा है,
मेरी मेहनत है.
और लास्ट वर्ड की हम लोग हमेशा कहते हैं कि कश्मीरियों को मेन स्ट्रीम में आना चाहिए, लेकिन हम ये भूल जाते हैं कि कश्मीर भारत का मेन स्ट्रीम है. मतलब अगर मेन स्ट्रीम अगर देखना है हमें तो कश्मीर को ऐसे देखना चाहिए कि हम लोग अलग नहीं है। ये छोटी छोटी बातें, कश्मीरी बहुत छोटी बातों से खुश होता है और बहुत छोटी बातों से नाराज भी होता है। इसीलिए सुबह पत्थर मारने वाले दूसरे दिन पुलिस की भर्ती जब होती है तो उतने उससे ज्यादा आ जाते हैं।
And before I hand it to you, Parikshit, you know, this is the last page on this book. This is a quote by late APJ Abdul Kalam, the former president of the country. In 2005, he says, "The Kashmiri children and youth have enormous potential. I salute Pune and Maharashtra for accepting these children, accommodating them through Sarhad. It is truly unfortunate that they are suffering hardship. Once this ordeal comes to an end, they can give direction to not just their state, but light a path for the country and the world."
Absolutely. Beautiful thoughts by the former president. But if we can have quick comments from all our panelists, starting with Mr. Habibullah.
Well, you know, there is this... inside Kashmir, you also have a Delhi public school which is run by the Dhar family, and there are a number of institutions where the opportunities are there. What is really required is that the children need to be encouraged to take to avail of those opportunities, and therefore the facilities. And the problem is not so much of raising money for this purpose. Money will come. The point that Sanjay made earlier is the problem, that there are suspicions that why is he doing this? He's probably making money out of it. They're trying to probably inveigle our children away from the movement. That is what needs to be addressed. And that is therefore the social leadership, not necessarily the political leadership should also be involved, but the leadership of civil society needs to act in this manner and reassure their society that there is no conspiracy involved. Kashmiris love conspiracy theories. Samir may disagree with me, but that is the truth.
Kashmir is India and those children are mine and they are ours. And all of us need to be getting together to help the family, not just the children, but the family, the mothers, the sisters, the brothers also. Because there is a lot of early youth, as Samir points out, that needs guidance, and I'm sure we should all get ready to help them in whichever way possible.
Mr. Major Arya?
Yeah, you see, I very strongly feel that not just the children of Kashmir, the common Kashmiri, you know, we need to go to the streets, we need to speak with them. They are stakeholders. You know, we for a very long time have been speaking only to political parties, any political party, or the Hurriyat, or the separatists, forget about them. You know, obviously, a person who's been elected represents the people, no doubt, it's a democracy, but go to the common Kashmiri. You have to win back his love, you have to win back his confidence. You can't shoot yourself out of this.
Dr. Kaul, final comments?
I would agree with what everyone here said, that children are part of the society. So you can focus on children in certain areas, but you will largely have to invest more dearly, more sincerely, more comprehensively in the psychological integration of that land and its people with the rest of the country. And social spheres, education, health, and human development in any form must be undertaken sincerely, in a coordinated manner, over a longer period of time, and obviously the political issues must be addressed.
Right. So Dr. Kaul, and all our panelists have pointed this out, Deepti, that we need more Sanjay Nahars, we need to inspire more youngsters, more people, more social entrepreneurs to be agents of change, work with children in conflict areas and bring that personal touch as you've been talking about.
Yes, because a child is a child and he has complete right to his innocence, to his childhood, and that's exactly where Sarhad, remember, is doing some fabulous work. Do join in that journey, and also as we discussed, remember, funds though is not a problem, but any fund then is welcome. Any kind of help for Sanjay ji is always welcome. If you also have a story to tell, remember, we will be putting it out here on this special series here. For the moment, thank you for watching. Thank you to all our guests. And as we say always here on Republic on this special series, more power to people like Sanjay ji. Thank you.
Keep watching the One India series. Goodbye.